Hashtag 40 Acre Addicts. I'm your host, Steven, joined with my co host, Henry, and we're here for episode 7 of our live podcast editions. And we are here to talk about Texas expectations for the 2023 season. Are y'all excited as we are? Because I'm so excited that I got to stop for a second and take a piss.
Man, get off the gas. Go with the cameras. We're going to jail.
Nah, it's 2023.
Exactly. We're going to double jail.
I got ventilation to cover up the sound and a
Uh,
sink.
I am so excited about this season. I don't think I could be any more excited. We finally got a defense worthy
Yeah, we do.
of a championship. We got an offense worthy of a championship. Our teams is on point, bro.
I think our special team's going to be better than what most are predicting it to be. And I think that we're going to have more blocked field goals and punts than we've seen in Texas history this year.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I think Banks has been talking to Sharp, saying, hey, man, look, 2021, I showed you what I was about. In 2022, you really kind of failed me for my true potential after already showcasing what I'm capable of. And I think this year starts like, okay, our special team already starts a lot of starters on offense and defense. That's something we pride ourselves on special teams is that we don't just put backups in there. We put guys that can make something happen.
The
And
whole Big 12 fears Keelan Robinson.
yes,
For that reason alone, sir.
yeah,
For that
and
special team reason alone.
and if we can get just a few guys to make the right blocks on the edge for him to get that open gap to fucking, shoot, you know what it
He
is.
he gonna get it every time.
Yeah, if he gets the right block, he's getting it every time.
He's too fast.
Too fast.
He's too
That what they would
fast.
have to do when they specialized against Texas specifically, they would have to. And I don't even want to say this on camera because I don't want to give no assistant coaches out there no ideas. But you just have to kick your field goals about 4 3 yards shorter, and your punt returns got to be like 5 yards shorter. You know, the punter from the center to
Yeah.
where you can get that bitch off a little quicker. But then again, you're also putting yourself closer to the man. So I don't even know how that scenario would work. There's a reason it's where it is.
Yeah.
So,
I'm excited for this season, my man.
oh yeah,
I'm so excited.
oh yeah.
If I
We're
would
putting
didn't work a 12-hour shift in 110-degree weather today, you'd see more excitement from my face.
I see the burntness in you, Gat. I see
I
the
am
redness
I'm we're all burnt. My entire crew is cooking.
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 Today and tomorrow, we're blessed to at least have under 100-degree weather at 98 and 97 degrees.
Yeah, not here, buddy.
But right back that, it's right back to the hundreds.
Yeah. If we could get a break, oh, that'd be amazing. But did you hear how fast they clocked Arch Manning on the 50-yard run during scrimmage?
No, I did not. I definitely
20,
heard about his break off
20
run.
miles an hour.
20
20.
elite runners are at clocked at 22 plus.
20 miles an hour.
That's fucking fast, dude. That is spank the donkey and let him haul off the
I
load. Fast.
mean, I love Malik, but that gap is growing shorter and shorter and shorter.
I don't know, man. I heard a lot of positives from Malik too.
Yeah,
I hear a
yeah.
lot of Malik doing things that are just superhuman because of his. I mean, his statue.
Art's gonna do those things too, man.
Yeah, it's something that me and you and the rest of the Longhorn Nation can get really excited about for the 2024 season because either way it goes, it's gonna be great. We're making the playoffs. We're predicting it here on the Acre Addicts show.
We
That's
are making the playoffs this year.
this year.
This
Me and
year.
Henry weren't drinking the Kool-Aid back in April, but we definitely sipping on it now. And I'm gonna go ahead and
I,
throw it out there. We sipping on it
I'm always, under the table drinking the Kool Aid. I bleed burnt
always.
orange, baby.
I need a
but
bathroom
this
break.
year though, for real, this year it's not like other years, people, fans. It's not like other years. We have everything intact right now. Offensive line, tight ends, running backs, quarterbacks, receivers, defense is stacked, and it's just getting better and better and better through the recruiting years. This is amazing.
And we're hearing nothing but positive
This
from
is
Fall fans. Nothing
amazing.
but positive. No injuries.
Right.
Knock on wood. No injuries. No, this person ain't looking good. They're not shining. No, it's all this person's fucking balling. Alfred Collins, by the way, someone me and you wanted to talk about playing elite NFL style right now. Man's looking like he is gonna ball out this 2023 season.
He has to. It's his last year, buddy.
Absolutely. And me and you've done met his family, what, two, three seasons in a row now? Multiple times? That man has a great family
Wonderful
base,
people.
great sports
Wonderful
system.
people.
Absolutely. They were great, great
Big,
family
big
members.
humans.
Yeah, yeah.
Big humans.
His dad was a big man,
And his mama.
and his mom,
And his mama.
both tall, athletic. You see where he gets it.
Yeah, this has got to be his year, man. And if they move him to the edge, if they keep him at D tackle, I don't care as long as he causes some disruptions.
Yeah, absolutely.
My eyes look
Absolutely.
blue.
They are blue on my side.
That's crazy. My eyes aren't blue. They're hazel.
Well, hazel eyes turn blue all the time.
Mm, mm,
So,
that's crazy. What else did we hear about in the last few days?
everything, yeah. The whole squad is
Yeah,
stacked.
AD Mitchell caught a touchdown in the scrimmage.
Dante Cook,
Jonte Cook had one, freshman.
Jay
Jared
Wentz.
Thompson had an interception on Quinn.
Yeah, he did.
Um,
And who was the other one that had the interception? Oh, Malik, no, Muhammad. Muhammad,
Malik Muhammad.
Malik Muhammad
Yep.
had an interception for a pick six against
Yep.
Quinn.
No, that wasn't against Quinn.
Who was it against?
I don't know, but it wasn't against Quinn. Sark said
Oh,
he threw one interception,
okay. Then
but
it
the
was probably
offense together
Malik Garner.
threw three. Or they had three turnovers.
Man, you are red gas.
We are days away, bro.
Days gas. two
Like
weeks plus.
we're 30 days exactly from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So we're 23 days from Rice.
There's something I wanted to share about that. Did
About
you look
Rice?
both of them? Did you look when Homer dropped his video where it showed the statistics from the most easiest team on our schedule to the hardest right at the beginning?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It had Alabama and OU as the top two hardest teams for us to face this season.
OU is obviously a tricky game.
Yes, but
It's a
in
tricky
my
game.
opinion, Venables ain't the one.
I agree. I agree with you
Shark is the one.
100%. I really do. I agree with you
I
100%.
think we're finally going to go through an era where, and this never happened during the Herman, Charlie, or Mac era, but we're going to finally have a head coach that is dominant against OU year in and year out.
We just might have. You're correct, sir. Because Lincoln Riley left, and even though we kicked their, we we beat them the first half. Like we demolished them, and then we beat ourselves in the second half. So I'm not even gonna put that one as a loss against Sark. He's 1-0.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He's 1-0. 49-0, baby. That's Sark's record against Oklahoma.
49 and motherfucking zero.
That first one with Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams was a fluke.
And see, that's one thing I loved about that score, and that's just a personal thing for me, is I didn't have the longest football career, period. Didn't. Just the way my life went, I did.
Facts.
And when I did, the biggest win we got, you and Amanda came to, and it rained that game.
Mm.
Not rain heavy, but light dazzle rain, enough for it to be muddy. And we beat San Angelo Central 49 to 0.
I don't remember the
49 to
score.
0.
I didn't remember the score.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that team, even though I didn't get to finish that particular season,
That's
they
incredible.
won their championship. We had the one loss, and the one loss I was a part of, and I can still remember the defensive coordinator coach apologizing to the whole team because he said it was his fuck up because we had to leave, and you and Amanda were also at this game. This was against Midland Lee Bulldogs or the other Midland High, but I think it was Midland Lee. And we were playing, we were on defense. We had the lead, we had to stop them from scoring. And the defensive coordinator called a play, and it worked. It worked great. So what does his ass do? He calls the same fucking play. He didn't change it up. He called the same play again and thought it was going to have the same success. And they threw a little slot route from their receiver out to the right on our sideline too. Bam, slots into the middle of the field, catches it, puts them within goal line reach. They get the touchdown like two plays later from runs, and then we got the ball and never were able to finish it off, and it ran out of time. But
Yep.
I remember that coach having a deep talk with us about that and how he apologized that it was a just a dumb, inexperienced call. He should have picked something different. He should have read what the offense was going to change up, predicting on the last play, and he didn't. And he called the same play twice. And he said he'd never do that again.
Yeah.
But that was the only loss that team had the entire season, and I didn't get to finish that season.
Mm.
But speaking on that, I wanted to bring this up in the video because I sent it to you in Messenger, and I wanted to tell you what the story was. And now that we're live, it makes it that much better. The Billy Bob Thornton speech in Friday Night Lights. Did you
Mm.
rewatch it when I sent
Yeah.
it to you?
Mm-hmm.
You did?
But
Yeah. It's it's at first. That's how I felt. Fucking, it's been almost 19 years that movie's been out. That's how I felt. If you hear what he says, why he made that speech, and then rewatch it, change your whole fucking perspective. He says in an interview, I had to find it and I'll send it to you, but he says in an interview, they originally had a script set out for that last halftime speech during their championship game in the movie, and he was all down for doing that speech. The night before they go in to do the scene, his personal best friend, he said he's been his best friend since they were kids. His best friend his whole life betrays him in a way that was so horrid that he wouldn't even speak about it on the documentary. He said, I'm just going to leave that part out. But it was so horrid that it broke him down. And he really didn't want to shoot the next day, but he did anyway. And he asked the director because he was cool with him. He was like, hey, man, I kind of had this situation come up And I feel like I'm in the mood right now and I'm in the zone to give a real speech. And I don't want it to be about football. I don't want it to be nothing about football. I want to start it with football, and then I want to top it out to what football is in real life and how we can use football to better ourselves in real life. And I want to talk about real life. And if you rewatch it, it'll change your whole fucking aspect on the whole video. I teared up rewatching it because I was like, damn. Because
Mm.
now you're actually connecting the dots to what he's saying. You can look your brother in the eye and say, I gave you everything. And I didn't half-ass nothing. I gave you everything I had. And you just gotta watch it, rewatch it, and it'll fucking change your whole mind on the thing.
Okay,
But it was
okay.
real fucking good. If anybody
Now,
out
now
there
our
needs
audience
something
can
to
wake
say,
back up after that story.
huh? You gotta wake back up. It wasn't that boring. It was good ass speech.
Look, I'm looking at. We have zero people watching.
Uh, we always do.
Yeah. And if they were watching, they ain't now.
They ain't now.
I can't wait for the season, man. It's gonna be 12 wonderful games.
Yeah,
12
absolutely.
wonderful games.
Yeah, I think defensively we're gonna see some old school 2003, 2004 football before the national championship. Because me personally, just me and you, we get to watch Longhorn games all the time through Network, and us just rewatch them on YouTube. And I feel during the Derek Johnson days and the 2002, 2001, really 2004 was our best defensive performance. And yet that ended right before we went to the national championship because Vince Young made our offense legendary, and we didn't need to depend on the defense as much. But those years solidified me as DBU and Derek Johnson. And I think we're going to get to see not the same style in any kind of way because I don't think we're going to be DBU, but I think we're going to see that level of talent this
We're on the
season.
way, bro.
And I think that we're going to be more like DTU,
I don't know. I think this year's gonna change a lot of things about Texas. Everybody's perspective on Texas's defense. I remember what I wanted to bring up, but you went in that story, bro. Everybody always says Sark is a 9-win coach,
We're
and
going to
that's the
find
only.
out.
That's what they got to say bad about him. He's a 9-win coach. That's the most he's ever gonna win. What's gonna happen when we go to the playoffs this year?
And
With a
everybody,
12-0, maybe 11-1 record.
you're talking about,
Nobody's gonna have anything else to say bad about it.
you're talking about 13 years,
Oh shit! He had to break out the fingers, folks. Watch out.
13 years, 13 years and 7 months that me and Gat have been loyal to this team. And all y'all have dropped off. Not all y'all, but a whole lot of y'all have dropped off. 13 years and 7 months since the BCS national championship that Colt McCoy got injured in the first quarter.
I'm tired of losing.
And I can promise you on everything I love, working at a box factory in 2011 and 2012, we already had fans dropping off. People weren't talking about Texas like they were from 98 to
The
2010.
the hate we've received on ESPN and Fox,
Unreal.
everywhere, YouTube, everywhere.
They were
It's
like, Texas
incredible.
lost a championship?
It's
Oh,
incredible. I'm
and so many
so ready for people
out
to be
there dropped off.
positive about us.
Yeah,
Be
so many of them
scared
out
of
there
us.
dropped off the fan base And here we are 13 years, 7 months later, plus like a week, and it's go time.
It's go time. It's revenge time, baby.
It's revenge.
You got
And
us
we
two in a
started with
row. You ain't
Alabama.
getting us three.
And we start that fucking door with no other than Alabama. I'm telling you now, Gat, I'm going to make this prediction. So this is a prediction video, and we got to start ending this video on predictions. And we'll go ahead and sum it up with probably like 3 or 4 different types of predictions. Starting out, my prediction for the season, week one, that's preseason. That's warm up. We know we're going to beat Russ.
The
Week two,
question for that game is how many backups do we see?
yeah,
Are we going to see all the quarterbacks? Hopefully. Hopefully we're up
definitely.
by 50 in the third and we get to see Malik and then hopefully we get to see Arch. I want to see all three of them in the first game.
Yeah, I can see.
We have to get Malik some playing time now before Alabama because look what happened last year at Alabama. One hit, Quinn's out.
And I'm telling the nation right now, prediction is we beat Alabama, or at least going 11-1. Then make that 12-1 because we will not lose the conference championship.
Bro, we beat
From then
Alabama.
on, we
We're
will
going
play.
12 and 0.
We might. So Texas has that history of having at least that one scary upset. I mean, even back in the Colt McCoy days in '08 with Crabtree and Graham tossing that fucking dime, Earl Thomas stupidly not playing zone from the catch and staying behind Crabtree and keeping his body between him and the end zone. He goes and tries to give tackle support to the corner who is already getting beat and gives Crabtree five 5 to 10 yard open field to the end zone. Walks it in.
Tiptoes
Walks
it
that
in.
motherfucker in. First time ever as a Longhorn fan, I shed a tear during the game. And we were at Dorothy's house in fucking Trinity.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Terrible.
Why are we
Another
bringing
game
that up again? Why are we bringing up bad times?
that any that you can never predict us not having that scare game in a season.
Oh, yeah, facts.
We can have that. We got to stay sharp. We got to stay on point. We
Sorry.
can't get what's that word that starts with C? Complacent.
Complacent.
We cannot get complacent. We have to stay in fucking grind mode all
Grind,
season long.
all gas, no brakes. Bring it
The
into
second,
effect. You had the offense and the weapons to do it now.
yeah, the
So I
second
hope
they
they
start getting
fucking do it.
complacent, we'll notice. We're gonna catch them. Second they get complacent, me and the guy are gonna call each other. Hey, what the fuck?
All brakes.
No gas.
Don't do it to us in the second half this year, fellas.
No,
Play as hard in the second half that you did in the first half. Oh, Mr. Drinking a beer again?
hey, it's a Monday night. You told me you were doing the video.
Alcoholics always got to have excuses.
Always. That's the only way to be an alcoholic.
Uh, all right.
All right, let's do 2 predictions. Easy one. All right. Who will be the number one runner up for our team, not in the nation, because they got 5 spots. Who will be our team's runner up for the Heisman?
Hypothetically, Quinn, we have too many receivers for, I think, Sark to focus on one to get in that kind of hype. There's way too many weapons. Sark's gonna
And
be distributing that ball like it's grapes at the orphanage, baby. Like you get a grape, you get a grape, you get a grape. You want another grape? There you
being
go.
said,
There's
there's no
plenty of
way
these
for
grapes
that.
to go around, sir. Just keep feeding them. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, I can totally see that.
yeah.
Uh,
It'd have to
well,
be Quinn, bro. Cause I don't know. We'll see what Jonathan Brooks does. I think Jonathan Brooks is gonna be great, but I mean, Bajan Robinson wasn't the Heisman candidate. And I just said that, didn't I? Bajan
yeah,
Robinson did not
and
make it
you know,
to New York.
Bijan, and then I do not want Longhorn Nation to go crazy on me, but Bijan to me was and is not the best running back to walk through the Longhorn campus. He was one of the top, but he was not number one.
Oh,
And from my opinion, personally, and this has always been my style of how I like my running backs if I were to coach a team, all
Jamal
those
Charles.
all those intangibles that Bijan has are great. But if you cannot break that 70-yard run that blows the whole stadium out, you're not my RB1.
You got to have that top end.
You have to.
Ricky
Even
had it.
even
Earl,
Ricky and Earl didn't have the most elite top speed, but they still broke 70-yard runs.
yeah, they could
Bijan
outrun
doesn't
a
really do
lot
it.
of people.
Yeah, and Bijan, that was his one weakness.
Yeah, he
Is
could
he
never
couldn't break
outrun
that.
anybody.
Yes,
Love you though, Bajan. You're amazing.
you are amazing.
Amazing.
I do not want Longhorn Nation mad at us.
Mm.
So with that being said, my pick was also Quinn Ewers. Xavier Worthy, I was going to say, but then you made too good of a point argument. I can't fight against. We have too many good receivers to spread the ball out.
Isn't
And
that awesome to say?
awesome.
Listen to the things that we're saying this year. Like our offensive line. We're not worried about them. We're not the only thing we're worried about is them hurting each other. Like we're not worried about the receiver room. We're not worried about the quarterbacks. We're not worried about the running backs. We got the number one tight end in the nation almost. JT, come on, man. Sark's got it, bro. Sark's doing it.
Another prediction, just me and Gat. I don't even have to ask him, but just for all y'all out there, JT will be playing on Sundays. Mark our words. JT will
Bro,
be playing on Sundays. He just has that freakish athletic ability.
look, I'm going to point something out to you that you probably haven't thought about yet, and nobody's talked about it. It's probably easier on the offensive side of the ball to name the people that aren't going to make the NFL draft as versus the people that are going to make the NFL draft.
I like your perspective on that. You're absolutely right.
Like, right. When have we said that before? Not even in Vince's days did we talk like that.
No, that's something I've always loved about particular positions. Corners, receivers, not really safeties, linebackers, and sometimes tackles. No defensive tackles. Is that you do not have to be the starter and you can still ball out and get film and get to the next level. There's some positions you can't do that, but corners, receivers, defensive tackles, I'm not going to ever say safety because safety is really a solidified position. If you're safety, there is another, unless you're hitting a super dime and then you're putting three safeties out there. But usually it's just your two safeties. But corners, you got multiple corners out there all the time. You're constantly rotating your tackles because they're so big. Your receivers, when you're in a scenario like we are, Everybody's getting the ball. Like I said, you getting the ball. We
It's an
you getting
Oprah
the
Winfrey show
ball.
over here, man. It's insane.
And I love that about those positions is that you have more opportunities to shine, and you don't have to be number one on your depth chart.
Yeah,
Well,
amen.
there's just some scenarios which we do it when our teams are playing. You know, we rotate all the time, but there are some positions that don't see no rotation. Unless the scoreboard reads 55-13, there ain't no rotation. That includes quarterbacks, kickers, punters, um,
That ain't
running
us.
backs for the most part. You got your power running backs and your third down running backs that get rotated in there. Um, Tight ends don't really get rotated, not as much as we would like to think.
Here's a question: who's coming in at RB2?
Ooh, man, just
Keelan
from what I'm
or
hearing from
Blue
Brent
or Cedric?
Cedric, Cedric,
You think Cedric's outshining Jaden?
Blue,
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Wow.
they're saving Blue for another year or two. I think we'll see more Blue in 2024.
He
I think
shouldn't have
Cedric
skipped his
has
senior
the.
season in high school.
Me and you were the first ones in
Receipts.
all of
We got
fucking.
receipts.
Yes,
We
we have
have receipts.
all of you two. Me and Gad are the first ones to predict the NIL and how it was going to react to the college football landscape. Me and Gad both said I made a fucking YouTube short on Jaden Blue and said it was our very first short we ever did as a YouTube channel, and it said Jaden Blue skipping his senior year to go to college in Texas. How will this then affect the college landscape and all this new NIL coming in? Is this going to turn college into a more NFL style environment? Tune in and let's see. 2.5 years later, it's a fucking NFL style environment. And though he hasn't really got to shine, I feel his year is going to be 2024.
Oh,
I
next
think
year,
that,
huh?
and this is my opinion,
Savion Red's back there too now. Remember that.
and Keelan Robinson.
Keelan Robinson
I
will be gone
feel like
next year.
because Brooks is a junior, isn't he?
Brooks is a junior.
I think if Brooks
Keelan
can fall,
Robinson's a senior.
yes. But Keelan can super senior himself if he would like to.
He could, I think.
Yep. He was there in the COVID era. He can super senior. Now, Brooks falls out this year, he's going to leave off to the draft. That leaves Keelan
Man, I don't know. You think he just wants 1 year shine at the Longhorns?
with the way NIL is, and if we
And,
go as
and,
good,
and
because if we
what
go as
if we
far
make
as
it?
we do to the playoffs, yes, I do.
Oh yeah.
I do. If we make the playoffs and we have the season that we're hyping ourselves up to have, I do.
We're not the only ones hyping us up. You know what I mean?
We're
Like,
not. We
word
got
on the street.
ESPN. ESPN hyping us up.
Word
We
on
got
the street
season
is we're supposed to be pretty good this year.
really good. Yeah. But that being said, him leaving possibly the experience level that all them men are at now, somebody and somebody will make that decision to hit that portal. And it's going to leave the other guys room. Who that may be, I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
thinking
know either because Sark's got such a good relationship with everybody.
everybody.
Like, our
But
how many people went in the portal from Texas last year?
a
A,
few.
a Gofu.
But that's my point.
Uh,
The relationship can be there and you can have the love and everything be in contact. But if that player knows that his best interest, that his personal future to make it to the NFL or do whatever he has to do isn't at Texas, Those relationships aren't going to weigh enough to matter. He's going to lean towards transfer. And with
Yeah, yeah.
the amount of stacked room that our blessed running back coach Drayton is giving us,
Coach Choice, bro.
choice. Oh, I'm sorry. Who am I saying, Drayton?
He was the one before Choice. He took over. He got a head coaching job at blah, blah, blah,
Oh,
blah, blah.
my apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a choice. Done got
Tashard
the room.
Choice.
And this is my personal opinion, but he's got the room to stack. Somebody's going to want to shine. Somebody's going to want to lead. It's going to happen. I just want to prepare myself for it before it does happen. Because even with that person leaving, when it does happen, we're going to be fine.
We're
It ain't going
because
to
he's already got the number one running back for next year signed, and he's got another top 51 signed too. Like we got two running backs next year signed, booked, sealed, and delivered.
scary, scary, yeah, scary for the future. I'm telling you, me and you have talked about this in our podcast before, but we have the full potential to be the next Alabama.
Absolutely.
And if we do the scenario me and you talked about, and we face Michigan and Alabama faces no, we face Alabama, Michigan faces Georgia. We beat Alabama, Georgia faces USC, and we get the opportunity to face an opponent on their three-peat. I know the football gods above us, whatever it is that people talk about, because I'm always hearing the football gods, are going to bless us to be the only team in history to twice knock off a team from stopping them from making their three-peat.
USC number
It's just
one.
yes, USC. It's embedded in our DNA to be the underdog in that kind of a scenario. If that scenario happens this year, dog, I'm going to my 401k and I'm pulling a shitload out and I'm putting it in Vegas and I'm putting it on the Longhorns. And we're going to whoop Georgia's motherfucking ass or I'm getting broke and probably going to be single. But it don't matter. I'm
You got a room
saying
here,
that because I
baby.
put
You can
my
have the
money
whole
on
attic.
it. That, that, that being said, man, we need to go ahead and wrap up. It's getting late. I know man, yeah, we need to wrap up. It's 38 minutes, we're almost at 40 minutes in. We could do this all night. Me and Gat will link back up with y'all Thursday night, possibly Saturday night, depending on how our work schedule goes. Gat works some crazy hours. As you can see, his face is burnt like a tomato. Uh, so hit that subscribe button. That way we can build our channel, become a channel that can afford sunscreen lotion for Henry. And thank all y'all for watching. This is the 40 Acre Addicts Podcast Live, episode 7. We do this shit all day, every day. And we love y'all, Longhorn Nation. Thank y'all for watching. Hook 'em.
Um,